Hello, listeners of Not a Scratch. Very quickly before the episode begins, I should mention that this episode contains a lot of exposition, background information, and other extra info. If you're interested in that, by all means, continue listening. However, if you want to skip to the more interesting parts, I recommend going to about 25 minutes and 30 seconds. Thanks for listening, and enjoy! Alright, cool. So if you guys are ready, I suppose we can get started.
Ready, chicken bready.
That... okay.
That's my version of winner, chicken dinner. It's just a ready, chicken bready.
Hello and welcome to Not a Scratch, the only podcast that believes that Scratch is an overpowered move. I'm your host, your GM, your PM, your DM, Anirudh. And with me, trying to figure out what the difference between CD players and floppy disks are is...
Mansour! And over to my right, I have a friend here who still thinks water is toxic.
Yeah, it's me, Muhammad.
Cool, guys. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing fine.
Doing just dandy.
Alright, sweet. So, I think we might as well just dive right into it. I'll give a brief description of what exactly this is. This is Not a Scratch. This is a Pokemon TTRPG podcast. I said that right? Tabletop role-playing game? Yeah, said that right?
You got it, yeah.
Cool. So this is a TTRPG created by yours truly with the help of the two wonderful folks you're hearing along with you here. All of us are creating this system, which is currently in progress. So there's probably going to be a lot of changes between this episode and ones down later in the pack.
And you get to learn right along with us.
Yeah, that's an understatement of the year. This thing's probably going to change completely. Scratch is about to be underpowered by the end of this. We're going to have to change our entire setup.
Aw, man.
I think with that being said, we'll go over the rules and things like that while we get into each of the episodes. Whenever it comes up, we'll explain what's going on, or I'll explain it. With that said, I suppose we might as well get started. So, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Ready, Freddy, steady.
What? Hold on. That made no sense whatsoever.
I'm gonna need an explanation.
Do it again. Say that you're ready in a way that makes sense.
Ready, Freddy, spaghetti.
That's better. I like that.
Oh, well done.
Second take.
Nope, that's staying in. We're gonna keep your second take comment in as well.
Yeah, fully, of course.
All right, cool. So we shall begin in 3, 2, 1.
We begin at the beginning. Long ago, there was nothing and no one. Then, there was something and no one. An egg appeared in the space of nothingness. Then, there was the One, the creator of all Pokemon, friend of all, master of none. Arceus. Arceus, knowing what its job was, then developed the standards and laws that shape our world. Dialga is formed to govern time. Palkia is formed to govern space. Giratina is formed to govern the opposite of matter. Yuxi, Mesprit, and Azelf are created to provide knowledge, willpower, and emotion to all who desire it. But then, antimatter aimed to take over regular matter, and Giratina was to blame. Its destructive nature forced Arceus to send it to the distortion world, the flip side of our world. A world where up is down, left is right, water burns, and fire flows. Meanwhile, other powerful legendary Pokemon were being formed. Some, such as Kyogre, Groudon, and Rayquaza, were created by the elements of our world. Others, such as the Regis, were formed to shape the world. As time continued forward, the powers of these legends grew powerful. So powerful, in fact, that the world was beginning to break apart. Before disaster struck, Arceus decided to take the excess power of these, as we now know them, legendary Pokémon, and transfer them into different, powerful items. These items would be spread across the world, so that no single Pokémon could obtain them easily. If they were collected together, however, the Pokémon who collected them would have powers equal, if not greater than that of the legendary Pokémon.
We then see a Quagsire talking to her students. Some are clearly fast asleep.
Arceus, after creating these items, went to a deep sleep, and the legendary Pokemon went to keep balance in the world. Then, of course, society was built, and we all end up here in the classroom. That's modern history, and seeing as we're at the end of the school year, I'm sure you've had enough of that.
Quagsire smiles, then looks at the clock.
Oh boy, that's the last time I listened to you scamps about telling stories. Well, I hope you all are happy that school is over. I also hope to see you guys at the guild tryouts tomorrow. I'll be helping out with the tests, and you could get selected by some of the largest guilds in the region.
The students get excited and then burst into conversation.
Remember, you need to have a partner with you when you sign up, or they'll give you a random person. Make sure you choose someone you believe in and has your back.
The bell then rings, and the students leave the classroom, ready to see what the summer brings them. As the door opens, we see a bustling town with action everywhere. This is Thundertree City. With a population of over 100 Pokemon, it's one of the largest cities in the Alchas Region. Now, let's take a look at one specific resident. And we go to Ralph. Cool, so that was my scripty part.
Amazing.
Yo, I
Cool.
love this exposition.
That's good exposition.
Awesome. So we go over to Ralph now, and we don't need to be all official. So the school day has just ended, Ralph. What is your plan?
Well, my plan is to find a partner for the guild trials because I want to be the very, very best Pokemon that's ever existed. That's my dream.
Now, Ralph, who exactly are you?
I'm a Machop, and I like to punch things, and I like hats.
You like hats.
Yeah, I like wearing cool hats, baseball caps especially.
That is the ideal setup. All right, cool. So, Machop, Mr. Ralph, who I'll now be calling you for the rest of this, you right now, if you want to give a brief overview of what your stats look like, what moves you've got, abilities, things like that.
Yeah, sure. So, I'm currently level 5. I'm a Machop, for those of you at home who are not very familiar with Pokemon. I am also a fighting type. My moves right now are Low Kick, which is a fighting move and deals damage according to the weight of the opponent. I've got Leer, which lowers my opponent's defense by 2. And then I've got Focus Energy, which causes, whenever I roll a die, if I could roll a 19 or a 20, it's considered a critical. And that's pretty much my basic move set and things that I can do as a Machop when I'm in battle.
The school day's just ended. It's the end of the school year, effectively. And you bust outside, and all the kids are basically just running home or talking to people. Now, you see, walking out of the school, carrying his book bags and trying to be as inconspicuous as possible, we see our friend Kyle. Now, who's Kyle?
Hi. I'm Kyle. I'm a shy little Trico. I really just school is fun and all, but I really just enjoy sitting in the playground during recess, drawing in the sand. I have my favorite stick that I used to draw and make cool portraits and stuff of all the other Pokemon.
I thought for a second you were about to say long walks on the beach.
Kyle's like a secret, heavy romantic, and no one knows about it.
Shh! Spoilers.
Oh.
Cool. So, Kyle, you want to tell us your moves and things like that?
Yeah, I'm just a standard level 5 Trico. But if anyone listening has played the Pokemon games,
Which I have not.
I actually know absorb at this level, rather than waiting until I'm level 6 because you know I was hatched from an egg, as all Pokemon are. So I learned it when I reached my current level. But other than that, just your standard Trico moveset. I overgrow, as per usual. Um, and that that's about it. Plus, I have this really cool stick that I draw with. This is my favorite stick. I've had it since I was level 2.
Cool. So now that we see you guys, you two see each other. Now, do you guys know each other before this, or uh, are you guys friends? Do you guys know each other? Do you guys not know each other at all?
I feel like I've seen Kyle around school, and maybe talked to him like once or twice, but I don't feel like we're like actually friends yet.
Kyle, you agree with that?
I mean, Kyle kind of knows who everyone is, but he doesn't really talk to anyone. So, like, he knows who Ralph is, just like...
Kyle's a heavy romantic. I'm calling it right now. Kyle has crushes on everyone in school.
Oh, okay. He's that type of romantic.
Maybe.
All right. Cool. So, Ralph, school days just ended, and you see Kyle along with all of the other kids that are doing kiddie stuff. Who were you planning to pick for your partner, or are you just planning to go with what luck gives you?
I think I want to find the coolest person here and have them be my partner, because I want to increase my chances of winning and making it into the guild.
All right. So you look around and you see a bunch of cool Pokemon. You see, you see basically all your standard broskies, but the more you look, the more you start to realize they've already got a partner.
Well,
and honestly, there's only one person out here that looks like they don't have a partner, and it's that same person that looks like they're going straight home.
Dang. Well, I'm gonna run up to him and kind of grab him by the shoulder and spin him around and be like, "Hey, kid! Hey!"
Wait, what are you doing? What do you want?
What's your name again? Don't tell me. Kim? Kimbop? No, what was it?
Kyle.
Kale? What was your name?
Kyle. My name is Kyle.
Kyle! Sorry. I'm sorry. Kyle, look, as you heard the teacher say, guild tryouts are tomorrow, and, we need a partner. Are you planning on trying out?
I don't know. I mean, the whole guild thing seems like, I don't know. It seems like more of like, like a cool like jock kid kind of thing. It's not really my scene.
Well, wait. Question for our dungeon master. What exact do we know what the guild does?
So the idea that I have in my head is basically they're almost like different teams, and they're trying to find their new recruits. And so different guilds focus on specific things. So some people are looking for exploring new dungeons and places. Some people are rescue people. Some people are trying to build paradises for those that are like refugees. And then there are some that are trying to be, other police force and things like that.
And all the guilds are holding tryouts tomorrow, from my understanding.
Yeah. So tomorrow is the annual tryouts that they have every year. They have all the people that want to try out go through a process, and if you pass the test, then you go through. Guilds are basically football teams, and it's draft time.
Well, Kyle, I mean, like, it's not just for jocks, and bold of you to assume that I'm a jock myself. I mean, I think I'm a pretty cool guy, but I don't necessarily see myself as an athlete. I want someone to partner and try out with. We could find a guild that works for both of us. What do you say?
I don't know, man. But I also don't have any plans for this summer. I don't know. You think we can? You think we could really fit in there,
buddy? I'm gonna tell you what my mom told me one time. She told me that fitting in is not something you want to do. You want to belong. And Kyle, I don't know you too well, but I feel like if we're together, we're not just gonna fit into a guild. We're gonna belong to a guild. Does that make sense?
I think I know what you're saying. I think I'm gonna have to ask my mom when I get home. Um,
Okay.
but you know, if my mom says it's okay, I can see you here tomorrow, and we can try and see what happens.
I mean, if you want, I could come home with you and be there with you to ask your mom.
Oh, okay, sure. I guess.
And I assume we just start walking together towards Kyle's house.
Yeah. So Kyle just walks home. He's Kyle. How are you walking home? Are you just walking like straight there, or are you actually trying to see if Ralph is following you, or?
I mean, it's just like a slow meander. Like I don't know. I guess Kyle isn't really sure what, like, if Ralph is really gonna like go all the way home, like go all the way to his house or not, because, like, you know, they're not exactly friends. But he's like, you know what? Why not?
All right. So you guys walk the distance. It's now, let's say it's around like 3:30, 4 o'clock, and you're at Kyle's house.
Mom, I'm home, and I brought a friend over, if that's okay.
So before we open the door into Kyle's house, Kyle, who do you live with?
Oh, I live with my parents, and I live with my older sister, who's a Grovile now.
Okay. Are your parents septiles, I assume?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So we open the door, and it's not your mom opening the door; it's your sister.
What do you want?
I'm just coming home from school. Me and my friend are here.
Fine, just don't bother my stuff.
And she just walks right past you and starts booking it down the road.
Kyle, your sister seems great.
Oh, don't get me started. Ever since she evolved into a Grovile, it's just the worst.
One day we'll evolve, right? Like, you'll turn into a Grovile, I'll turn into a Machoke.
No, not yet.
Why are you scared of evolution? I think evolution's awesome. We're gonna grow up.
I'm loving life right now the way it is, and I don't want to change things. Not yet.
All right. Well, let's go find your mom so we can ask her about these guild tryouts.
Okay. I think she's gonna be in this room over here. Mom, I'm home.
Yeah, okay, sweetie. Coming over. And your mom walks in, and you see a septile.
Oh, Kyle, how are you doing today? How was school? How was the last day?
It was fine. You know, Mrs. Quagmire told a really fun story in history class again. It's the third time we've heard it.
Aw, that's always fun. And who's your friend? I've never seen you around.
Hi, Mrs. Kyle's mom. I'm Ralph.
Yeah.
It seems like a very Ralph thing to do, to be like Mrs. Kyle's mom.
Yeah.
Oh, fully. Yeah. This is Ralph. He's in my class. And I was wondering if tomorrow, me and Ralph could go to the guild tryouts at school.
Then you hear a booming voice that comes from basically like your backyard. A guild tryout, you say? And in comes in another septile, and this one, not only can you clearly tell it's a man, but this septile is at least a good 8 inches taller than the mom septile.
Well, looks like my boy's finally growing up, huh?
Kyle, is that your dad?
Yeah.
Grandpa?
This is my dad, Ralph.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Kyle's dad. I'm Ralph.
He turns straight at Ralph and just stares you down, and basically just says, "Who you calling Grandpa?"
I wasn't sure. I didn't want to assume, you know what? But now Kyle told me you're his dad, so you're Mr. Kyle's dad. I'm sorry, Mr. Kyle's dad.
No, he stares right back and looks at Kyle and just says, "I like this one."
Oh, okay, cool, Dad. Ralph and I were gonna go and go to the guild tryouts tomorrow. That's okay, right?
Is that okay? And he all of a sudden just turns into like the complete opposite of the tough guy dad and just starts bawling My baby boy's growing up.
Kyle, your dad seems really cool, really in touch with his emotions.
What do you mean? He's crying. He's being really embarrassing.
No, he's letting it out. It's really healthy.
He all of a sudden stops crying and stares directly at you. What do you mean tough with my emotions?
No, I mean tough. I said you're showing your emotions. Like it's look, it's okay for men to cry. It's fine. That's what my mom tells me. That it's healthy to show how you feel.
He turns to the mom subtile and then starts crying in her arms. My boy Kyle's got a friend.
Dad, stop. Okay, well, I guess Ralph. I guess it's okay. So, I guess we're going to the guild tryouts tomorrow.
Whoopee! I'm so excited, Kyle. We're gonna do great.
So I'm picturing Ralph jumping up in the air trying to do a high five, and Kyle does not jump, and so it's the anime high five without half of it.
Yep.
Cool. So you have that done, Ralph. Ralph, is there anything else you want?
No, I just want to get to the tryouts already. I'm excited.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll meet you at school tomorrow then, Ralph.
Yeah. I'll meet you. What time are our tryouts?
So they are going to be held at 10 o'clock.
All right, I'll meet you at school at 9:30.
9:30, but they don't start till 10.
Well, we gotta warm up and stuff, you know. We gotta make sure that we're ready. Maybe also like scope out the competition. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I guess if you insist. Is it cool if I bring my breakfast along and eat while we get ready?
Yeah, of course. I mean, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I wouldn't want to. I mean, my mom tells me that. I'm not sure if I don't really pay attention in science class, but like, of course.
Oh, okay, cool. I guess I'll see you tomorrow then.
See ya, Kyle.
See you, Ralph.
And so I assume Ralph just walks out the door and goes home?
Yep.
We're gonna jump into the night, basically. Let's first look at Ralph. Is Ralph doing anything at nighttime to prepare, or is he getting an early night's sleep? What's Ralph's plan before the big day?
What I'm imagining is Ralph comes home, and Ralph only lives with his mom. He's an only child. His dad's not really around, so it's a single mother. And he gets home. His mom's made him lunch or dinner. He eats, and then like before he goes to bed, he like does a bunch of push-ups. He does like a little like workout in his room, and then he goes to bed. But he calls it like a relatively early night, and then just goes to bed. And he's sleeping, and he's dreaming of doing amazing in the guild and becoming one of the greatest Pokemon who ever lived. He's also dreaming about like the day when he evolves into like a Machoke, and then eventually into a Machamp, just being like super strong and powerful.
All right, cool. And then looking at Kyle. Kyle, what's your night looking like?
Basically, Kyle's just sitting in his room on his bed, just like flipping through basically like this sketchbook that he has. And he's looking at like all like the pictures he drew of like the other Pokemon in the class, and basically thinking about like, oh yeah, like all these Pokemon are like super strong and like super fast and like, you know, all that. And he's like kind of nervous.
All right, so I assume you go to sleep on time, I guess.
Yeah. No, Kyle is an early sleeper.
All right. Hello, this is Anirudh, the GM, PM, DM of Not a Scratch. On behalf of all three of us, we just wanted to thank you for listening to Episode 0, our prologue here. As you can probably tell, we aren't quite done yet, so we hope you stick around to learn more about the Alchas region and our lovable characters Ralph and Kyle. If you've enjoyed the episode and want to support us in any way, shape, or form that you can, the best way to do so is to share us with your friends. Maybe not even your friends, share this with your coworkers, acquaintances, those people that come to your birthday party that you kinda know but don't really know. Also leave us a review on your podcasting platform. Reviews not only help bring new people into our community, but they help us learn things that we can improve upon. You can also follow us on Twitter at NotAScratchCast to get updates and random tweets about Pokemon and other games by yours truly. Feel free to email us as well at notascratchcast@gmail.com if you have any cool ideas to add to the podcast or just want to reach out to us. We want to thank Glitch X City for the songs Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Twin Leaf Town, the Lo-Fi remix, Pokemon Center theme, Lo-Fi Lullaby remix, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Lake theme, Lo-Fi remix, Pokemon Sun and Moon Team Skull Leader Guzma remix, and the Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver Route 47 remix. And thank you to Tabletop Audio for the tracks Shadowfell and Waterkeep. Stick around at the end of the episode to hear some personal recommendations and inspirations for the podcast. With that being said, let's see what Ralph's up to. So the next day comes, it is, we'll say it's 8 o'clock, and who's waking up first between you two?
Ralph, definitely.
I think Ralph gets up earliest. I think he's up at like 6 because he can just barely like contain his excitement.
Ralph couldn't sleep.
Pretty much, like he slept very lightly.
So Ralph gets up at 6. You doing anything dramatic before you get to school, or?
I think the most dramatic thing that Ralph does is that, like, you know, like how in Christmas movies, like when like the kid wakes up, he looks out the window and it's like snowing, and he goes like, "Ah, it's Christmas," and then like runs downstairs in like his PJs. That's basically what Ralph is doing. Like he gets up, he goes like, "It's guild tryouts." He runs downstairs. His mom's like made him breakfast, and he's like just eating it, and he's like just like running off to his mom's like, "Mom, I'm gonna go to guild tryouts today, and I met this really cool Trico yesterday. His name's Kyle. He's kind of quiet, but he's got a really cool sister and a really cool mom and a dad who's in touch with his emotions. And Kyle just seems really nice, and I think we're gonna work really well together because I'm a fighting type and he's a grass type. So we're and it just keeps going for like half an hour, and his mom's very patiently like listening to him and his excitement. It's just very, and she's honestly just happy that like her little boy is like excited about like guild tryouts.
I feel like as soon as she starts talking, you just, as like about to say something, you just bust out the door. Gone.
Pretty much. She's like, "Well, honey, I hope you okay. Bye." Just runs up the door.
All right. We zoom into Kyle. It's now, let's say, 8:30. An hour before you need to get there. Kyle, you awake?
Yeah. No, Kyle's woken up at this point. He's in the kitchen, like his mom's like prepping breakfast. His dad and sister are both like sitting at the table, just kind of like they're all just kind of like waiting for breakfast, and him and his sister are arguing because of course they are, and it's like you wouldn't be able to tell that it's like a special day because it just seems like a typical Saturday morning in this Trico household, or in this Trico family household.
What time do you think you end up leaving then?
9, and and Kyle takes his sweet time heading over to the school. He's like going around and like admiring like all the different parts of oh god, what's the city called again?
It's Thundertree.
Thundertree, that's what it was. Yeah, he's going around and admiring like all like the different nooks and crannies in Thundertree Town or city on the way to the school.
Cool. So it's 9:30. Ralph has been there so long. I feel like he's asleep again, just to wake back up as soon as he hears a noise.
Yeah.
And sure enough, Kyle walks up and basically just taps him on the shoulder, I suppose.
Oh, I'm awake. I didn't fall asleep. Oh, Kyle, you made it. I'm so glad.
Did you sleep here?
No, not the entire night. That's silly. You know, I went home and I did my workout and I went to bed. I woke up, had breakfast, came here. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night because I was just so darn excited. And like now I'm here and I'm ready for guild trial.
If you didn't sleep, are you sure you're gonna be okay?
No, I was able to sleep. I just didn't. It wasn't very heavy, like super sleep. I'm fine.
Are you rested? Are you sure? Because like if you're tired, we don't have to do this.
No. I am ready. I've been waiting for this the whole year, Kyle. You have no idea.
I kind of do, but okay.
Because of course Kyle's been watching me.
So as time continues on, you see more guys start to trickle in, and you notice not all of these people are guys from your school. There are other people from outside. There are people that are evolved, professionals, and you start to realize this is not just going to be some ordinary game or anything. This is reality right here.
Oh wow! Well,
are you sure about this, Ralph?
Kyle, look, we might not be. What are some of like the evolved Pokemon that are like around?
So it's a lot of so you see like a Metapod and Kakuna walk together in.
Yeah, but they only know
You
Harden,
see,
so it's fine.
well, we'll never know. You see, let's see. You see, to go on the same trend, there's a Beedrill and a Butterfree that walk in.
Okay.
There's 2 Raticates that walk in.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to say lower level evolved Pokemon, but something along those lines.
I mean, okay, Kyle, look. We might not be Kakuna. We might not be Metapods. We might not be Raticates. But we got each other. And that's all that matters. And I think with the power of teamwork and friendship, anything is possible. That's what my mom tells me every single morning. And so, I think we're going to do just fine.
I guess if you say so.
Yeah, you got to believe in yourself, Kyle. Because remember, we're not just going to fit in here. We're going to belong.
Okay, I guess. Do we? What are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to go like sign up or sign in or something? Or is Miss Quagmire here to tell us what to do? Or
I don't know. I've never done a guild trial before.
There's a big obvious sign that says sign-ups here that Ralph just completely missed.
I mean, there's a big sign over there. I kind of didn't read it, but that might give us some answers of what to do.
Kyle like turns around and looks up at the sign, and then just looks at Ralph, and is just like, just the expression of disappointment on Kyle's face is immeasurable.
So, who's walking up to the sign-up sheet?
Am I walking up to the sign-up sheet?
I suppose so. Ralph, are you walking up?
Sure.
So Ralph walks up, and we're going to do our first roll, which is very exciting. Ralph, you get the honors of doing the first roll.
I have my metal D20 that I spent $8 on. So.
Hey, well, that's $8 towards high quality dice right there. So, what we're going to be doing is rolling a Pokemon attribute. These are 5 things very similar to in D&D, how they have a strength and dexterity and things like that. We've translated them to the Pokemon versions of those, which are things that you find in contests. So tough, cool, cute, smart, and beauty. All of them correspond with one of the D&D ones. So tough is for strength, cool is for dexterity, cute is for charisma, smart is for intelligence, beauty is for wisdom, which is slightly different. So intelligence is sort of like book smarts, and wisdoms is sort of like logic based. So as long as that makes sense to you guys.
Yes, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Ralph, for the first roll, I need you to roll 2d6 and add your cool. So you're going to be rolling a cool.
Okay, let me get my other d6. Where's my bag? There it is. Cool, I'll do a little. Yeah, this is cool. All right, 2d6 and then add my cool.
Yes.
My cool is +1. So. Oh no. 4 + 1 is 5.
Okay, so the way this works is very similar to another system. So a lot of this has been borrowed from other systems. This is similar to the Mass system produced by Magpie Games. So the way that it works is that a 7 to 9 is a mixed success, which means something good happens, but there's a side effect. Anything 10 higher is a full success, so you get what you want. And below a 7, so 6 and lower, which you rolled, is a failure.
Oh no.
So you walk up to the desk, about to sign in, and you just get pushed to the side, and you're basically, you flew like a good 5 feet, and somebody walks in front.
What gives? I just want to try out.
And so you see a red sort of lizard that almost looks like it has a mustache, which you guys can see. I just showed it to you. And this is a Sizzlipede, and this Sizzlipede is very familiar to one of you. In fact, it is extremely familiar to our good old friend Kyle. Yeah, Kyle, this guy is someone that you have seen, but really don't like. His name is Kirk, and he is basically your copy, except for the bad guys. So he is a very shy, nervous person, book smart, always trying to one-up you, except he never does. So Kirk goes up and basically just shoulder checked you to like outside the desk area.
Hi, we're here to sign up for something.
And Mrs. Quagmire just basically goes,
Oh, sure, sweetie.
Also, by the way, when do we name her Quagmire? I have no idea, but I'm going with it.
You're welcome.
All right, cool. We're just going with it because I didn't have a name for her at first, but now we do. All right. So Mrs. Quagmire basically just goes,
Oh, sure, of course. And Kirk, and who are you partnering with?
and you see next to Kirk is someone that Ralph recognizes. And Ralph sees this person. Your fists just, you want to punch everything right now. Because this is your rival, effectively. His name is Henry David. He goes by HD, and he is a Duskull.
Oh,
Ooh.
I hate emo kids.
Yeah, so, we're here to sign up for the guild sign-up thing.
He looks completely lost, but he's going with it. And so, so Sizzlepy Kirk over here just shoulder checked you. Got anything to say?
Am I the one that got shoulder checked?
Yeah,
Yes,
you
so
are.
you were the one that got up to the desk and then got clocked.
Hey, buddy, we're also here to sign up for the guild tryouts, and I just think that was kind of rude and wasn't very nice. Okay, everyone deserves a fair chance. Kirk.
So Kirk and HD both look at you and they just wonder, wait, who's the other person? And Kirk actually just says that.
So, who's the other person that partnered with you?
Who? This is Kyle, my new best friend.
Really, Kirk? You don't remember me? Level 3 spelling bee? You lost to me in the finals?
Kirk gets just immediately frustrated by that.
It's not my fault that they asked me to spell Reggie Gigas. How am I supposed to be able to spell that?
Easy. REGIGIGAS. Reggie Gigas.
Oh, he still got it.
He just looks even more frustrated now and just ignores you at this point and turns around to the desk.
Yeah, so, we're here to sign up. And, can we just get our paperwork and go?
And so Mrs. Quagmire just hands them both the sign-up sheet. They fill it out, hand it back, and walk over to the waiting area, basically.
Is the desk now cleared up enough for us to sign up?
The desk is now clear, although the desk is clear, but you quickly see about 4 other people about to charge at the desk if you don't get in line immediately.
Okay, I'm gonna get in line immediately then.
I'm following Ralph.
So you get in line, and Mrs. Quagmire is like,
Oh, so I'm surprised you two are coming in, but certainly, okay. So, I just need your names for the documentation.
Ralph. Fist hands.
Kyle Longgrass.
Fist hands, let's go.
all right. She fills out the portion that she's supposed to fill out, hands it to you two. I assume you guys just fill it out. I don't know. There's nothing complicated about this, hopefully. You guys know how to spell your names?
Yeah, we're 10.
All right. So you get that filled out, handed back, and you walk over to the waiting area. HD and Kirk are both just staring at you. They're menacingly. I don't know how menacing they can get, but menacingly.
What are you looking at, emo kid?
I don't know what you're talking about, but if there's any way that we get to battle, you're going down.
Oh, I don't think so. I have you know that I had a workout last night, so my muscles are very, very terse right now and ready to go.
HD basically just looks at you as if daring you to punch him.
Ralph. It's not worth it, man.
Oh no, I'm saving it for the tryouts. Don't worry about it. I keep my cool.
Okay. As long as you do, I don't want to get kicked out just because we're fighting over here against these dummies.
Nah, it's okay. They're not worth our time. Not right now, anyway.
No. Let's leave them.
Yeah.
So you guys walk away, and just as you walk away, you hear a bell ring, and Mrs. Quagmire goes,
I'm very sorry, but that's all. The time has run out. We have all our contestants, and we hope you watch us in the stands because we will be getting ready in the next episode.
Oh, you gotta leave us on a cliffhanger like that.
Yep, I'm leaving you guys on a cliffhanger.
Damn.
All right, well, that is episode 1. That was a lot of exposition, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Cool. So that was episode 1 of Not a Scratch. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the exposition. I can guarantee you that there will not be this much in the next episode. I can 100% guarantee that, because I can't think of enough I can't think of more details beyond what I've talked about, beyond just, here, toss these guys into arena, let's see what happens. So, alright, cool. Thank you very much for watching. I have been your DM, your PM, your GM, Anirudh.
I've been Mansour, playing Ralph.
And I've been Muhammad, playing Kyle.
Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care.
So if you're listening to this, you got the secret message. Congrats, agents.
Now, I want to thank the following podcast for inspiring me to get my friends together, create a system which still has a lot of kinks to work out, and develop what you're hearing right now. Thank you so much to Filling in the Gaps, Coventry, the Pokemon Sanctuary by Rollout for Initiative, Tallgrass, the Roaring Trainers, the Reckless Rollers, Critical Hitmonlee, and Cubones and Catacombs. I want to give the biggest shout out in the world to 3 particular podcasts. Now, I reached out to them to ask for advice on recording, editing, and a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff, and they couldn't have been more gracious with their time and information. So, the biggest shoutouts in the world go to Critical Ditto, DM's Treehouse, and Questco Jr. As someone that wants to spread quality content, every one of these podcasts make brilliant content, and all of them have engaging stories that I only can hope mine equal. I want to thank my friends Mansour and Muhammad for joining me on this adventure, and finally I want to thank you. Without the listeners of this podcast, we're just 3 dudes playing a game. With your ears, however, we're storytellers sharing the adventure of a lifetime. Thank you very much, and until next time, don't get scratched.